working. Everything's going okay. Gonna let some people get here and hang out with me. Gotta turn my light down a little bit, blinding me off on the side there. Oh, I hope everybody's having a good week. It's a short week this week. Good Friday coming up tomorrow, so I'm only working 4 days. So today is the last shift of the week, and then next week starts my last week at my current job. Moving on to a part-time position back at the campground and a full-time position working for myself, making videos, doing live presentations, speaking engagements, workshops, stand-up comedy gigs, things like this. Getting back into spreading a good message, spreading smiles, spreading laughter. These are good things. Good things. Oh, it is a rainy day here in southern Wisconsin. Getting cold again. We're in the throes of spring here in the winter states. Getting ready for it to warm up. And boy, when that weather turns from frickin' cold every day to frickin' warm every day, you really have a lot of turmoil in the middle there with snow days and rain days and just crap days and good days. And it's crazy. It's crazy. We've had a few days in the 70s, then it bounces around in the 50s and back up into the 60s. Next week, it looks like it's going to get nice again. This weekend, looking forward to time with the family and some good time with friends, some good food, Easter weekend. Good Friday coming up tomorrow. Oh, that's what I should have done. I should have printed off my Good Friday poem. I can pull it up over here in case we get some viewers and want to hang out and read some poetry. And everybody loves poetry, don't they? I wonder how this video comes up in people's feeds. So when I get some people here, I want to know when you were scrolling and you found this video, or did you see a notification? How did you find this video? Let me know in the comments. Still working on figuring out YouTube lives and TikTok lives, learning the ropes of what you can say, what you can't say, how you should set up your screen, all this stuff. Was thinking, I want to change it up back here. I've had the same background for like frickin' 8 years. So I want to change up the background a little bit. Banner. I really do. We've had this banner set up since the thing, and when I first started doing live streams and stuff, I had all my followers send me their recovery dates, things like that, and we started putting names, recovery dates, things like that all over the banner. A lot of the people on my banner have passed away and gained a heart by their name. It gets a little sad over the years after you get a lot of followers who've passed away and stuff, and you start looking at all those names all the time. So thinking about changing up the background, maybe doing some like a wooden background or something. What's up? Stop doing recorder streams. Get a life, bro. Aw, sorry, bro. Got a life. Got 2 jobs. Building a career. Got a wife. 9 years off of the meth. Doing good. Doing good up here. Not feeling the petty urge to go shit on what other people do, you know? Hello, Christina. How are you? Good to see you. Let's see. How do you do that? Put him as a moderator. There. Well, that's better. That's better. So, thinking about changing up the background. I'm not totally sure what I want to do back there. If I want to put up like a TV monitor or something, and then we can like watch YouTube videos and stuff while we do a live stream. I don't know if you want to watch YouTube videos while you're doing a live stream. Maybe somebody comes up with something and they want to see, or we want to look at and want to look into a little more. We could do that as a group instead of just me being up here looking at my computer screen, you know? Oh, recently I got a hold of a bunch of music equipment. I went dumpster diving and I found a whole bunch of music equipment, so I've been selling it on Marketplace. And you know, when you find stuff, you think, oh, I'll flip this real quick on Marketplace and make a little money. The problem isn't the finding and the reconditioning of the item and then the listing of it. The problem is dealing with Marketplace. Holy crap, dude. So many people are like, yeah, I'll take it. and then don't show up, or they're like, what's the lowest price? And it's like, that's the price I listed it for. Would be a great one. You could give me that. Or can you meet me? It's a 2-hour drive. Can you drive 1 hour and meet me somewhere? Like, dude, it's on Marketplace. You found it. Do you want it or do you not want it? That's the question. You know, you shouldn't have to have all this crap in the middle. If it's too much, then don't buy it. If it's too far, then don't go. Just leave me the hell alone. Buy the damn thing or leave me the hell alone. And this morning I'm waiting on somebody to see if they're going to come by and check out this thing I got. And we'll see. We'll see if dude shows up. We'll see if dude even messages me back. Oh, chilly weather. Got my nose running. Hey, anybody that's watching that gives a damn, let me know how you found this live stream. If it came up in your feed, or if you got a notification, or if you're following the channel from the Matthew videos or whatever, let me know. Facebook can complicate anything. Oh, dude, ridiculous. So, you know, Facebook complicates shit, but people complicate shit. Whenever people get involved with something, it gets a little complex, you know? A lot of emotions and bullshit involved. Like, some of these messages I've gotten are just ridiculous. Just ridiculous, man. Like, just buy the damn thing or don't buy the damn thing. I'm driving, but got you on the dash. Oh, right on, Josh and Lori. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. I don't have any tissue in here. All right, I'm back. I'm here. Hope everybody's still hanging out. What's going on? What do we have? Staten Island Karen. What's up, Karen? Facebook is a collection of people. That is for sure. Don't cry. I'm glad to see you too. I should have more tissues in here. Good to see everybody. For sure. For sure. It's weird starting up these different pages and going live on different platforms. YouTube, TikTok, learning the ropes of all these different things. So far, I like YouTube the best. So far. We'll see. TikTok drives me fucking insane. Ready to throw this thing out the window. Oh, hang on. See, this is what I deal with. This is my hell right here. Text messages coming in while I'm live. Let's see. I'm getting in my car shortly. Just have to stop at Premier Bank quick. Won't be more than an hour. All right. Okay. Thank you. I'll watch for you. Text when you're here. Okay. Let's see if it sends. Hopefully this is it still working? Am I still live, or did it put it on pause? All right, good. Let's see, Karen, my grandson, 7 months clean today. Right on. That's awesome. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle? Michelangelo. And I say it so sadly because instantly you know that means I fell into drug addiction. Let's see, still got to share stories and talk with people like Tommy. Oh, still going to share stories and talk with people like Tommy? I haven't actually been doing interviews in a long time. I tried to bring back the Point of Change meets, and I had a few failures and a few that didn't come through. It's like Marketplace. You know, it's hard to get drug addicts to come on and share their story. Some people don't want to share their story. Some people, that's fine. I'm not trying to knock on anybody. But former drug addicts, current drug addicts, they're not very reliable sometimes. Former drug addicts, we usually got a lot going on, and we're not really used to living this whole life thing. So you get a lot of people that back out on you, a lot of people that don't show up. It's like trying to sell stuff on Marketplace, you know? But maybe in the future I would set up some more interviews and things like that. It's just kind of figuring out the timing. However, with this summer coming up here, I'm switching jobs and I'm going to be a little more available. So it is a possibility that this summer I could do some evening interviews and stuff like that. I want to get into doing some live videos in the evenings because morning lives sometimes just don't work out. You know, a lot of people, most people work first shift, I would say. So the afternoons, the evenings are their times to doing scrolling and watching live videos and things like that. So I'd like to get into doing an occasional evening live, either on different platforms, on different days, things like that. How long you been clean, says Chief. I got 9 years off of meth. Don't claim clean or sober, but I'm not actually involved in an NA program or anything like that. My recovery isn't the whole conventional story. But yeah, 9 years of living a better life, that's for sure. Right on, bro. Yeah, so eventually, if you wanted to share your story, if that's why you were asking, you can message me and we could figure it out. But I'm going to take one thing at a time here and move slowly forward into this transition. So I'm not trying to overwhelm myself by taking on too much right now. Even having these 3 different platforms it's been a different thing for me here, trying to keep posting on each one, and then, you know, it's different formats on each thing. Josh, 6 years meth-free. Hell yeah, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. Love that our recovery dates are so close together. It's easy to remember. So yeah, hopefully this guy shows up this morning and buys this amp from me. And then tomorrow I'm meeting somebody to sell a couple drums. So hopefully those go through too, bring in a little extra money. We're pooling all of our assets right now and doing anything we can to make a little extra cash on the side, whatever we can do, and getting things figured out, you know, and switching jobs like this. We're playing it as smart as we can, you know, getting me less hours worked for more hours at home doing creation and things like this, either creating videos, making Matthew videos, doing live streams, doing actual speaking engagements. That's a big thing that I'm really big about, is like, if you're doing something online, you should be doing it in person too. I don't knock anybody else, you know, if you're just a live streamer and you don't really do the in-person stuff, you know, you do you, boo-boo. But in my own mind, I feel like if you're going to be a comedian and talking to groups of people and stuff, you should probably be doing that in the real world too. So I don't want to be that person that's just a model on Instagram or just a soldier in Call of Duty, you know? I don't want to just be a comedian on YouTube. I want to make sure I'm getting out and doing those speaking engagements and doing the workshops and doing the stand-up and all of that stuff. So partnering it with the real world shit, you know? So that's what this summer is all about. Getting my name out there, getting myself on stage, getting my story out there, getting the word spread, and making more Matthew videos. That's another big thing this summer. We're going to be making all of the Matthew videos. Hopefully can start putting out like a video every day. I don't know what it's going to be yet, what kind of videos, just whatever's on my mind, or whether it's a good day, a bad day, all that, you know, and then still be doing a live video at least once a week on each platform. So we'll figure out interviews and things like that as we go, you know. Thanks for coming by this morning, guys. Appreciate it. Anybody got any plans for Easter? You gonna have everybody got a day off tomorrow? I got a day off tomorrow. Woo! Getting one more holiday payday in before I leave this job, you know? Tomorrow, got a friend coming over for dinner. We're gonna watch The Passion of the Christ in the evening. Saturday, we got like our family Thanksgiving with Caitlin's side of the family. We're going to be traveling down by them and having dinner with everybody down there. Probably stay at her brother's house and chill with him that evening. Food and family and fun and music. That's what I like. So that's what this weekend is going to be all about. I'm on the way to Pooler, Georgia to work today, and then back in Augusta working Friday night. Oh yeah, you're working Friday night, huh? Wah, wah, wah. No good Friday off for you, sir. Get back to work, Josh. Glad you can have me on the dash. You better not be typing while you're driving. Better not be. I'm going to come down to Georgia. I'll whoop that ass. I'm so glad. Like, YouTube doesn't seem to be as censored as TikTok is. Oh, I got sirens going by and stuff. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. I'll let them go by. Godspeed, gentlemen. But yeah, YouTube doesn't seem to be as censored as TikTok. TikTok, I probably would have just got shut down for violence and stuff. Violence and hate speech against Josh Mutimer. Pooler, Georgia. I don't even know where that is. That's cool. That's cool. Damn Bulldogs stealing our logo. Tell you what. Oh, rainy day. Rainy day here in southern Wisconsin, man. It is just pouring out there. I was hoping to take the dogs for a walk before work, but we might just have to hang out in the yard under the trees. 2 more weeks out of town, then hopefully staying in Augusta working. But I stopped by the house to let the dogs out and grab my little cooler with drinks and stuff. Ah, right on, right on. That's always nice when you get when you're working and you can stop by the house for a minute. I always like jobs where I could swing past the house. Working at the campground when we had our camper there, that was awesome. Every day I could just swing by my camper, let the dogs out for a minute, go inside, make a sandwich. That was wonderful. Let's see, I know you ain't starting with me about my Bulldogs. No, I love the team themselves. I'm just upset that you stole our logo. That's the only thing. Are you a recovering addict? Yes, sir, Eric. Well, most of us here are. Yes, I'm 6 years clean off of meth. Hell yeah, Josh. Hell yeah, representing that recovery. We got all kinds of different forms of recovery here at the Point of Change. We're just all about changing things, not necessarily doing it in any one shape, way, or form, but just change. Me too. 5 months off of Fetty. Right on, Eric. Congratulations on that 5 months, bro. Keep on pushing. Keep on pushing. You're in good company here. No judgment. Good place of just healing and growing. That's what we're doing. It's what we're doing. Healing and growing and moving forward and laughing. Laughing at addiction. Let's see, I'm 3 years, 8 months clean from meth. Still drink beer, though. You're welcome here. For sure. For sure. Moderation is an acceptable path. I don't knock anybody's recovery. I have seen so many people recover in different ways, and what I've learned over my 9 years in this game is it doesn't really matter how you recover. All that matters is that you actually are recovering. It doesn't really matter if you go with a program, if you don't have a program, if you have a sponsor, if you don't have a sponsor, if you do meetings, if you don't do meetings, if you do online stuff, if you do in-person stuff, if you're smoking cannabis, if you're moderating alcohol, like, as long as you behind the scenes are actually working on it and actually living a better life and you're actually moderating, then it's going to work. If you're actually putting in the work and doing the work, it's going to work. If you're not, it's not. And it's hard for, I've just learned in my years of being up here and especially doing like videos and things like that you just applaud people's progress and move forward from there. Because if you start trying to be a recovery coach or some kind of gatekeeper on a live video, I can't sit up here and tell you whether or not this person in my comments is really putting in the work or not, right? So all I can do is applaud your progress and congratulate you on what you're doing and where you're at, Is there people out there who are claiming Cali sober and actually they're just still screwing around? Sure, you bet there are. Are there people out there who are claiming 100% clean and sober and in the meetings and stuff who are still using? Sure, you bet there are. Doesn't matter what path you look at, there's people who are doing it right, people who are doing it wrong. You're going to have that. That's just the way it is, right? Let's see. Sitting beside my 2-year-old now, chilling, enjoying life. It's great. Right on, Eric. Way to be, man. Way to be. Stay around here, bro, and Matty can make you understand addiction from a whole different perspective. Aw, I appreciate that. We love you looking at your computer screen. That's badass, bro, and that's what it's all for right there, those kids, bro. Yeah, that's the wonderful thing about recovery is it's a selfish giving thing, right? So we're getting better for ourselves, but getting better for yourself and you're helping everybody else. So at the end of the day, this isn't about you, but you're the one doing the work. You're the one making the changes and stepping away and doing all these things. But at the end of the day, it's more about your family and them getting to experience you and just you being around, you know? People like your company. You are valued. You are loved. Everyone is different, and so everyone does it their own way. Yes, this is not a one-size-fits-all, only one path kind of thing. I'm not that kind of a believer anyways. There's plenty of people out there who are that way, you know, who say you can only do this one way, and to each their own. That's their perspective. That hasn't been my perspective. How old are you? 39. 39 years old. Been up here sharing my story for 8 years. I was 31. I didn't have all these wrinkles and gray hairs when I started doing this. For every follower I have a gray hair. I swear. Misfits. Let's see. Okay, I got to get my stuff together. I'm still listening, though. Right on. You don't have to comment. You just chill in the background there. I did it my own, went to a few meetings, but that wasn't for me, but had good support from my good friend and roommate to help me. Right on, dude. I can relate to that story too. In-person meetings weren't for me just because the people in the meetings that were available were kind of shady, and it's not necessarily that that's all meetings. You know, I'm not trying to make a blanket statement. There are meetings out there that are freaking awesome and that accept all pathways and all that stuff. I actually, these days, I do attend there's the marijuana maintenance program on Facebook. So I attend their meetings like once a week. I try anyways. This week I missed their meeting, but and then there's Cali Sober Recovery Program on Facebook. I like them too. There's a lot of different moderation groups. HAMS, harm reduction, abstinence, maintenance, or harm reduction, abstinence, moderation support. That's what HAMS is. And that's an awesome group as well. And so I've attended meetings in some of those. I have gone to NA meetings and such, and I've gone to some good ones. I've gone to some bad ones, blah, blah, blah. But I always recommend just kind of, you don't have to stick with one, but it is good especially if you're going through a time, you know, you're having thoughts and stuff and you need to share them. Meetings are a great outlet for that. Some of them get a little weird. Some of them get a little churchy. Some of them get a little culty, if that's a word I can use. But they have good intention. They have good intention. And it's just a place where you can get together with other people who've been down that road, you know, and there's always that gap in belief, right? So like there's what the meeting actually says, and then there's what the people in the meeting and what the chairperson says and what he thinks, and then there's the people in the meeting and what they think and what they do. And that's why we have that saying, you know, take what you can and leave the rest, because you're going to go to a meeting and there's going to be shit they talk about that doesn't fit your story, doesn't fit your life, doesn't work with how you've been doing things, or it even says that your way is wrong, you know. But then after the meeting you talk to a few people and they're like, oh yeah, you know, it says that part, but I just don't worry about that because that doesn't apply to me, you know. So that's a great way to look at it, is just to take what you can and leave the rest. And that's a great way to work your life too, just learning what you can from who you can, when you can, leaving the rest. You know, if they're saying something that doesn't apply to you, that's fine. Everybody's story is different, and for every rule there's an exception to that rule, right? They're like, you know, you have to have this, and you're gonna find somebody who's like, yeah, but I didn't have that, and it still worked for me. You know, well, you have to have a sponsor. Well, I didn't have a sponsor, and it still worked for me. Oh, okay, well, then that guy doesn't need a sponsor, but the rest, you know what I mean? So, like, for every rule, there's always going to be somebody that's like, yeah, but my recovery didn't go that way, you know? There's a lot more gray area than there is black or white in this world. There's a lot of area there where it's really fuzzy, you know, to each their own. Let's see. Same here about the meetings, bro. Damn, I'll be 39 this year. Oh, dude. It's racking up so quick. The passage of time, that's something that really fucks with me sometimes. Like out of nowhere last night. Oh, it was at 9:11 p.m. and I looked at the clock and I was like 9:11. And all of a sudden I remembered that September 11th is 25 freaking years ago that happened. And it was like, holy shit. Like, really? It's been 25 years? And just different things. A lot of times, like you're scrolling and you see a thing about a movie and you're like, oh yeah, I like that movie. And then it's like, this movie came out 15 years ago today. And you're like, what? That was 15 years ago that movie came out? What are you talking about? Or when you start talking about, like, I don't know, and it makes you feel old when you're talking to somebody at work or something and you realize the age difference. You know, I'm almost 40 now, so I'm working with some people in their 20s and they're talking about when they were a little kid and stuff. And all of a sudden you realize, oh yeah, that was the early 2000s is what they're talking about right now. They were 4 years old in the early 2000s. Or they talk about a movie that came out when you're alive and they're like, oh yeah, that really old movie. And you're like, shut up. Or sometimes, especially as a country fan, right? As a country music fan, you hear a country music song that sounds like it's old as shit. Sounds like it's an old-timey standard. And it's like, no, that's a 90s country song. That was a new song on the radio when I was a kid. Like, Randy Travis's song, I'm Gonna Love You Forever and Ever, Amen. That's one of those songs that sounds like there was just never a time when that song didn't exist, right? It's just ancient. I was listening to it the other day. I was like, this came out in the early 90s. Like, I was alive when this was like a new hit song on the radio. Oh, same here about the meetings, bro. And the doing it my way and watching the point of change really, really helped me and my recovery family I met in there. Right on, bro. I'm glad you found some connection with some people in the things that I've created up here. It just dawned on me that I've known you for 5 years now. 2020, I started watching you, and I believe that's also when we met in Green Bay. Oh, right on. Right on. Who are you? That's the crazy thing about, YouTube is people's screen names and stuff. You never know. It's like, who is that person? 5 years, huh? Isn't that crazy? I've been doing this for a long time. This is the longest I've ever held a job. Making videos. I've been doing this for 8 friggin' years. Holy shit. It's about time we go viral, right? Holy shit. I don't even know if that counts as viral anymore. I don't know what counts. What's the number where, like, Facebook claims that 500,000 views is a viral post, but I don't know what that is on YouTube or what it means for shorts or videos. But we've had a couple Matthew videos now go over 500,000 views here on YouTube. So I'm going to say that's a mini viral. That's not exactly like millions of views over here. I'm not Mr. Beast, more like Mr. Least. But but it's weird to think that over 600,000 people have seen my face. That's kind of crazy. And seen my face with lipstick under my eyes. That's kind of crazy too. Nick! Oh shit! Like Nick Lack? Is that who that is? Freaking crazy. I'm never going to remember that these screen names are who they are, okay? I'm never going to remember it. We're going to have to remind me every time you guys come into the video, just make your presence known. Tell me who you are right away. Don't make me do these mental gymnastics. You're way cooler than Mr. Crap Beast. I appreciate it. I don't have dead eyes, and I swear. Look at that. So I will say, though, and on that note of take what you can and leave the rest, sometimes he makes videos about like how he does what he does, and I watch those to see. I'm not going to do everything he does, like, because a lot of the tactics for getting views on social media are just manipulation disguised as a business tactic, okay? And I don't like getting into manipulation. So some of that shit, when you start seeing like make sure you put this and make sure your title of your video is like a headline in a newspaper that grabs people's attention. Are you safe? Find out tonight at 10 o'clock if you're safe or not. Like shit like that. I don't want to manipulate you guys, so I just make the video. Here's the video. Here's what's going to happen in it. If you want it, there you go. If you don't like it, keep on fucking scrolling. Let's see. Exactly. Well said. I used to like watching Mr. Beast. Not anymore. He's gotten pretty freaking mainstream. That's kind of sucks. I did have somebody comment on one of my YouTube videos. They were like, "You're going to get big from these videos, bro." And then one of my followers replied and was like, "Yeah, it's going to suck when I have to unfollow him when he's mainstream." I'm like, "Oh, man, don't play me like that, bro. Don't play me like that." But I get what you mean. I used to really like Mr. Beast too, and I still, some of his videos are entertaining, but some of it's just the same shit repackaged with his dead eyes and his weird smile put as a thumbnail. It's the same shit I've seen, and some of it's just such dramatic bullshit. It's not even about the game they're playing. Like the first season of Beast Games, I really liked the first few episodes of Beast Games because it really they focused on the games that they were playing and just showing these people playing these games for $1 million or whatever it was, $5 million, I think. But then like after episode 3 or something, all of a sudden it started really focusing on the personal drama that was happening, and we started getting all MTV about it. And then it's like, oh, well, I don't care about, James likes Sally, but Sally likes Ralph. I don't care. I don't care. But I like that he does like philanthropist stuff, that he's like using his money to help clean up the oceans, and that he's like helping get, giving people surgeries and stuff like that. I will say that I like that he does that stuff, but yeah, he's gotten way too showmanshipy about it. One thing he does that I guess I could say I kind of borrow the tactic is he does what's called the purple cow technique. That's one of his strategies for YouTube stuff, is the purple cow technique. So when you're driving down the road and you see a cow or whatever, you don't stop or slow down. If you see a regular cow, as you've seen a million cows, you just keep going. But if all of a sudden you see a purple cow, you're like, stop the car. What the hell? There's a purple cow over there. So that's his approach to content creation, is to create something that stands out. Create something that stands out from the rest of the videos, because people that are scrolling are just seeing the same shit over and over and over as they scroll, and they're not going to stop on your video if your video doesn't stand out. So in ways, I guess I have a skeleton wearing a hat, and I have a Psyduck and all this other stuff back here. So I guess I kind of do a little bit of the flashy show stuff, but I have a flair for the dramatic. I like this stuff. Plus, I get to have, my office has a skeleton, a Psyduck, and a pickle with a cowboy hat in it. Like, who doesn't want to have a goofy ass office? It's not all businessy and serious. This is my office. I can do what I want up here. Eventually we'll change up the background, but I love the background in these videos. I don't know what we're even going to do back there, Will do. Thanks. Good. Oh, man. That story I'm glad that story stuck with so many people. So my wife and I were driving through Janesville, and the welds on the muffler broke, and the muffler came loose on the Subaru. So all of a sudden it's as we're driving through Janesville. So we got to go get it fixed, right? So we go to the actual Janesville Subaru dealer, because they're the ones that put the muffler on last, and we talked to them, and they were like, well, we can cover it, but we don't actually have our guy that does the welding in today, so we can't do it today. But what we'll do is we can send you over to our muffler repair shop that they are like in cahoots with, and we'll pay the bill. You guys just go over there, they'll weld it up for you. So we're like, cool, we'll go over there. So we go over to this muffler shop, and I walk in, and I had the most awkward interaction with the mechanic. Okay, he comes walking out, and I'm standing there with all this stuff in my hands, and he comes up and he extends And I had everything in my left hand, ready to shake his hand in my right hand. And he comes up and he extends his left hand. Now, for some reason in my mind, I was like, who knows? Maybe he's got a nub for a right hand or something. I don't want to make this guy feel freaking bad by not, so I was like, left-handed handshake. That's weird, but whatever. Shuffled all my stuff into my right hand and oddly shook his left hand. And then he looks at me in the eyes and says, the keys? And I was like, oh yeah, the keys for the car. Okay, I'll get those. So I get the keys out of my pocket, give them to him. And he's like, all right, I'll have it right back. And I couldn't decide between thank you and sounds good. So what came out of my mouth was thanks good, all loud and proud. Oh, stupid. Confidently shaking this man's left hand. Let's see. The reason why I used to watch him is because he seemed genuine in wanting to help others, and I started paying more attention to his tactics. If it works for you, that is all that matters. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about with the manipulation and the shit that goes on with, trying to get people's attention on YouTube. And I mean, good on him for just admitting it, just saying it, but like, he's openly honest about the fact that the main reason he does those philanthropist videos and helping people is because it gets more views. That's like his main reason, number one reason behind why he makes those videos is because they get more views. It's not because he likes helping people or because that's what he's always wanted to do. It's just because he's trying to be the biggest. Well, I mean, he said right from the beginning, his goal has always been to be the biggest YouTuber ever. So that was his number one goal. He found a way to do it by exploiting giving away to people. So that's what he does. So on a level of like, hey, at least you're honest, and at least you wanted to do this thing, you found a way to do it, and you're doing it. That's cool. But on a level of like, you're just doing it for views and just doing it to be famous, but that's just my perspective from a person who I make these videos. Like in the beginning, it was like I just wanted to share my story, and I started doing it inside of like Facebook groups and stuff like that, just making written posts. Some people told me I had a knack for it and that I should start a page. Then it grew to me having my own page. And then over the course of doing it, I found that getting up here and making these live videos, making a goofy version of my old self and making videos, making fun of the way I used to be, things like that helps me. It helps me process my shit, and it has helped bring some kind of closure to the 13 years of drug addiction that I look back on and I'm like, what the hell was that about? Where I was a good kid, and then all of a sudden drugs for 13 years, and then now here I am again. And it's like, what the hell was that about? So all of this was like, the main goal was me making sense of what goes on in what happened in my brain. And then when I started learning about all that and figuring it out, it was like, well, I should maybe tell other people this stuff, and this was a great way to do it. Plus it was me paying forward. The woman who helped me get my teeth fixed, she wanted me to continue sharing my story and spreading a good message and stuff. And so that's to make sure that this $5,000 investment in my mouth by some stranger was not in vain, okay? Because she made my mouth pretty, I will put my mouth up here on different platforms and talk about recovery for the rest of my life, right? Oh, what's up, Ducky? Ducky Lumps. Let's see. Didn't know you were a Pokemon fan. I worked all summer mowing grass in '98 to get myself a Game Boy and Pokemon Red. And since I've gotten sober, I've gotten a Nintendo Switch and have collected 60 physical games so far. Right on, man. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, I see you got the Charmander going on over there now. Yeah, never really played the card games, but I loved the video games when I was a kid. The Game Boy games. Pokemon Yellow was my shit. You had Pikachu following you around in that one, so I loved that one. And then Pokemon Stadium on N64. I was really into the first 150 Pokemon when they came out. I was in like 6th grade or 7th grade when those came out. So like I had Pokemon underwear. So like I really loved the first 150, and then when they came out with like another batch of them, I instantly fell off the wagon. I instantly was like, oh, now there's just a whole bunch more. I don't want to memorize all these names and stuff. So I like majorly took a back seat when they came out with the second generation of Pokemon. And now there's like so many different generations. I don't even know. You barely even see the original anymore, except like Pikachu, Charmander, Squirtle. I think they will always just be like, those are the guys, you know? Games help me with keeping my mind and my hands busy. For sure. I love some Red Dead Redemption 2. Recently, I don't know if it's recently, probably about a year ago now. That's recently, right? I got a PlayStation 2, and I've been building a PlayStation 2 collection again. I have a retro console, like a emulator system. You know, it's just a little box with a bunch of built-in games. It's got like, I don't know, 100,000 games or something like that. But it's got everything back to like the original Nintendo. It's got old school Atari games. It's got like ColecoVision and Commodore 64, like the freaking old computer games and stuff. But it's also got everything up to Nintendo 64 and PlayStation 1 built into it. Not everything, but the few games that I found that it didn't have, I was able to download the emulation ROMs on a computer and then put them onto the SD card and put them back into the console, and they work great. So I have like all of the old school games on this emulator console. The N64 emulator on it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. You can get an additional USB N64 style controller from them that makes, you know, so then you have the old school controller at least, but it doesn't run the games very well. They're kind of choppy, kind of blocky. But I shouldn't say I have a Nintendo 64. I borrowed my best friend's Nintendo 64 like 3 years ago. So I have my best friend's Nintendo 64. It just sits in his basement. It's hooked up to his big screen TV down there, and it's like his man cave, but that he never uses anymore. Like when they first bought the house, he was all about his man cave. Now his man cave's just a dust collection area down there. And his Nintendo 64 was just sitting there. So one day I was just like, can I borrow that? And he was like, yeah, sure, I don't care, you can borrow it. So I borrowed his Nintendo 64, and then I bought myself what's called the Super 64 cartridge. It's got like thousands of games built into one Nintendo 64 cartridge. So I bought that. So now it's kind of like he can't have it. You know what I mean? Now it's kind of mine. And I mean, if anything, he's my best friend, and he's the guy who like moved me down here and got me off of the drugs, you know? So like, if anything, it's kind of his fault that I'm down here and I stole his Nintendo 64. If you really think about it, it's his fault. Okay, let's see. People and their bullshit. Sending me stuff on software is not a payment. Purchase details are arranged later with the buyer. I'm so sick of Marketplace right now, you guys. I'm so sick of it. Hang on, let me check my messages. I got some guy supposedly coming over. You said it works good. Little crack on the volume knob. I'll trust you. Can I plug it in real quick, if that's okay, eyes? I don't want to waste your time. Talk to you shortly. Okay. Alright, I should probably end the live so that I can go get ready to go. No Slow King disrespect allowed in chat. Who's Slow King? He knows where you are. Zelda, Link to the Past. I was trying to get back into it. Oh, it's hard to get back into the old school ones, right? Ocarina of Time. I can get back into Ocarina of Time anytime. I love that game. I still play it. Slow King is Pokemon. Oh, okay, Slow King. Oh, shit. Wow, I forgot about him. Slowpoke. Doesn't he evolve into Slow King? Hi, Bodhi. Is it thundering outside? Oh, my goodness. Speaking of Pokemon, here's mine. Come here, big boy. Come on. Come on. Jump up. Jump up. Jump up. Oh, he doesn't want to jump up. Can you jump up? Can you do it? Can you do it? Come on. There he is. There's the big boy. All right. Now we gotta get back up here. Look how pretty my doggy is. Oh, he's a good boy. He doesn't like thunder. He doesn't like loud sounds. He's a hunting dog, but he can't hunt because he's gun shy. Anything goes bang, and he is gone digging his way to China, right? Yes, get me in a low point, he says here. You want to say hello to the people? Say hello. Say hello. Oh, you're just camera shy, huh? You don't like that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a microphone. It's okay. It's okay, pretty boy. Nice color code, right? Yeah, he's got the blue heeler colors. He's got the basset hound legs and the beagle head. God is coming soon. On to the next live stream to repeat this message. Right on, holy chanter. Aw, puppers. Let's see, still needing a computer myself, but honestly, my phone is a computer enough, and my roommate has an Apple computer I could use if needed, but only social media I have is YouTube. Ah, right on, that's a good way to keep it. Let's see. He knows where you live? Yeah, it's a local guy. It's a local guy. It's a local guy, and he's wheelchair bound. I know of him, so I'm okay with him coming over. Oh. I vetted him properly before I allowed him to come to my house. And I have there's no ramp. We have steps out front, steps out back, and he's wheelchair bound, so I don't think he could rob me anyways. Is that terrible? That's terrible, Matthew. Oh man, this guy just came to let me know that God's coming back, and I'm up here saying my house is protected from handicapped robbers. That's all I'm saying, okay? Charmander will always be my favorite. I can tell, bro. I can tell. Yeah, I bought a giant Psyduck right there. I don't know. Can you see him? Yeah. I went to Walmart and they had giant Psyducks, and I was like, that's mine. And I picked it up and I put it in the cart like it was a little kid, you know, and walking around the store with a Psyduck like this sitting in the cart. I got so many smiles out of people. I was like, I should just bring him to Walmart every time. I just really enjoy your humor. Right on. I'm glad you do. I do too. I laugh at my own jokes. You should see me writing the Matthew videos. Caitlin gets a kick out of me because I'll just sit over there while I'm writing it, and like the jokes come to me and I write them down and I'm giggling because I can't. Giggling with anticipation. You know that feeling when you send a funny joke to somebody in a text and like you're waiting for them to see it and you get that I can't wait. Like, that's how I feel when I write my Matthew scripts and I come up with a good joke. Like the special agent, the FBI one, when I came up with his name, Special Agent C from the Special Agency, I was giggling for like an hour with anticipation for people to hear Special Agent C from the Special Agency. I told Caitlin and she like chuckled but rolled her eyes, and I was like, perfect. That is exactly the reaction I'm looking for. I had one guy on YouTube tell me, he said, "You're not funny, more corny." And I was like, I'll take that. I will take that. I am fine with being corny. Like, you think you just insulted me? I was shooting for corny. It's bold of you to assume I was trying to be funny, okay? I was just trying to be corny, bro. Yes, I'm laughing. Love the Matthew. They're so fun to make too. And it's given some weird, in a weird way, it's put a really nice, like a silly light on the old me, you know, and it's helped me just look at the humorous side of being a meth addict and laugh at myself. So in a weird way, making the Matthew videos has really been healing for me in a lot of ways. It almost makes me sad sometimes how many people get the humor, though. You know what I mean? Because so many people have done drugs that it's like when you post a video and everybody's like, oh my God, the shadow people, ha ha ha. And it's like, aw, I wish you guys weren't all on drugs. Bro, that was awesome. That was on point, man. Special Agency with the Special Agency. I hope all that's right. I talked into my mic. Hey, it came out perfect, bro. It came out perfect. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I got to prepare for a stranger to come to my house. Love you guys. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I will see you next time. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay clean.